Believe it or not, I actually watched this movie twice on Christmas.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
What is going on, guys? It's Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son, and we are talking about Wonder Woman 1984 that just dropped in whatever's open theater-wise, or if you subscribe to HBO Max. I actually watched it on HBO Max the first time, and then I watched it in the local drive-in the second time. Wonder Woman 1984. There has been two disappointments today, and this is one of them. I was looking for, this is like one of my, probably my most anticipated movie of the year. I love the first one. I know the first one was goofy at times, corny. The ending was kind of like a Batman v Superman ending of that first one, but there was a lot to love about that first one. The tone, the Amazonians, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman was actually really good. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. In the first movie, I didn't think they had too much chemistry, like everybody was going off on. But I think the second movie, this one, as we saw in the trailer, Steve Trevor comes back. And I think their chemistry is a lot better in this one, in my opinion. Patty Jenkins came back to direct this film. And Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. We have Kristen Wig as Cheetah, which a lot of people were questioning that casting. I'll let you know off the bat, I really felt like the corniness, the goofiness in this movie was turned up to 11. It went up, guys. This really reminded me of a Saturday morning cartoon. This is a Saturday morning cartoon episode. I felt like this was kind of a mess. There's some good things about this film, but looking forward to this film, it was kind of a letdown. But I think this is us movie fans and just in general, the general public, we've been waiting for a blockbuster movie since this whole COVID thing happened. So this is definitely something I definitely recommend watching it, whether you're going to like it or not. It's just good to have another blockbuster movie. And it seems like it's bigger. Then it's more bigger than the first one. Sequels are always more bigger, bolder, crazier. But at some point, a lot of these superhero movies have to ask themselves, why do we need two villains? Let's just stick with one. And I think this is what the movie, it really could have just used one villain. Kristen Wig as Cheetah was actually pretty good. I actually really enjoyed her in the role. Do I think maybe somebody else could have took over that role? For what they were going for, she did good for that particular Cheetah in this particular movie. Maxwell Lord, Pedro Pascal. I've always been a fan of Pedro Pascal, even with all the controversy that was going on with the Mandalorian stuff. And I like him in Mandalorian. I liked him in Kingsman 2. I liked him in Game of Thrones. Like, he's a great actor. And in here, I think he shines the most. His villain is not it's not the Joker from The Dark Knight, but what he brings to the table is a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy. He's quite charming, honestly. I enjoy the hell out of his. He chewed up the scenery. Sometimes he went a little bit too overboard, a little too animated, but for what he did and what he delivered in this movie, it was a lasting impression. Here's the problem, though, is you get introduced to Barbara, who Kristen Wiig is playing, the Cheetah, and it's that whole trope. There's so many tropes. There's so many, oh, how convenient, or there's just so many, like, don't even think about it moments, because it kind of goes, the pacing's all over the place with this film. But it's that classic trope where Kristen Wiig is, Barbara. She has glasses, her hair's a mess, but you take off those glasses, bow to me. I'm Beyonce now. She just needs to take off the glasses and everybody loves her. There's one big plot element in here. I'm not going to spoil this movie at all. But there's you see it in the trailers that there's an element. There's a plot of wish granting in this movie. Maxwell Lord is pretty much the wish master. It fails. It kind of collapses on itself. Well, trying to balance these two villains, where you start taking away pretty much potential. You take away the potential between Diana and Barbara. You take the potential away from Diana and even Maxwell. These two villains could have used a lot more screen time, and I don't think it was balanced enough to warrant two villains in the film. The plot needs it. The plot definitely needs it, kind of. But you could have done. I felt like the screenwriting was a little bit definitely lazy on this film, and it's crazy to say that. The great bright spot of this film is Steve Trevor. Chris Pine is super delightful in this film. He is so likable. He is very, very likable. And it's a reverse of fish out of water type scenario where when in the first one, Chris Pine had to explain to Gal Gadot or Wonder Woman, Diana, this is the world. This is man's world. We're in war. This is this is that. Do you like this? Do you not like that? And then you go on to this film where it's the complete opposite. Like, these are baggy jeans, this is a fanny pack, and this is how we pop and lock. But Chris Pine was so delightful. And I really loved, I think now I can see the chemistry between the two with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. I think they work really, really well together. Now, I was looking forward to a lot of the action scenes, and you know what? Surprisingly enough, this is the problem with the pacing and sometimes the tone. The tone is tone kind of sticks with that goofiness. It really feels like the Christopher Reeve Superman. But in this time that we're living in, I think we're done with that kind of era. I want lightness to my Superman, to my Captain America, even for Wonder Woman, it could work. But the problem is some of the decisions in this movie was baffling. There's a lot of times when I was watching this movie, I'm like, why did Patty Jenkins decide to shoot it like that? There's some scenes that kind of made me laugh. It wasn't supposed to be an intentional laugh. There's a lot. You get taken out of the movie a lot. The background of Diana when she's jumping, when she's on with her lasso, some of the action sequences was really fake to me. Even the opening shot with seeing the Amazons and they're going to doing this Olympic game. You see little Diana. I did like that scene, but just a lot of the wire work. I mean, just I got pulled out so many times because something didn't really look that great. In the trailers, you see Kristen Wig become the cheetah. I honestly don't know why they put that in there. They could have just saved that for the movie. It works sometimes and then it doesn't. And then it starts looking like it really felt like a Fantastic Four, but the early 2000s Fantastic Fours in some of these scenes. There's one particular scene between two characters and I laughed my ass off. It's like towards the third act and I laughed so hard every single time because the camera's in and then the camera pulls out while the character's walking and this other character is saying something and I'm like, why did you? And I think people who watch this film will know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, why did you decide to shoot it like that? And the audio and him, in the trailer they show a particular fight scene between Diana and Barbara, and I thought that worked really well too. I thought the lasso looked pretty good at some points. I thought Gal Gadot did another good job as playing as Wonder Woman. There are some things that maybe she could have cleaned up a little bit where I'm like, I don't know if it was particularly the lines, but I was like, maybe we could get another take on that. But overall, she did a good job. The cast did a great job for what they were given. Like I said, Kristen Wig was getting a lot of heat. I don't think it necessarily warrants I would have loved to see maybe another actress in that role. But what she did for this film, she did a really good job. And, I like Kristen Wiig. She's funny, and I give her props for taking it's like I said, it's a goofy movie, but she plays some of these scenes like somewhat serious, or more of just kind of like a normal person would play or do the things she did in this film. But then there's other things. There's other things where like the tropes, man. The tropes are hard in this film. Why does there have to be a drunk or somebody who has ill intentions that just doesn't fit in the film? That just is like, yeah, it's 1984, but this is real. This is really pushing it. This is really like, really, do we have to do this over and over again just to get drama? There's other creative ways to build up either drama, situations, but that's what I'm saying. The writing on this, I felt, was really all over the place. It was a scrambled mess. Pedro Pascal, like I said, his villain was really he was so over the top and animated, but it kind of really left me a lasting impression, especially watching this movie twice. I think he outshined Cheetah, Kristen Wig. I would like to see actually more of him. I think Pedro Pascal needs to be cast in a lot more other things. Patty Jenkins there are some shots where I'm like, that's a great, fantastic shot. This is why they hired Patty Jenkins. And like I said, there's some other ones where I'm baffled of the decisions why she particularly may set the camera this way, had the characters go this way. But it was kind of a back and forth. It was a tug of war where I'm like, yes, I like what she's doing here, and no, I don't like what she's doing over here. The climax to this film was actually really, really good. We get a moment where we really feel for a character, and I didn't think we would, because of the way that they kind of show you about this character and how you get your feels. I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know. We have that so much. We spent so much time with this character, and now you're doing it this way. How am I going to feel for this character when we're already to the end? But actually it worked. It was really, really strong. And I got a little bit, it kind of hit the heart, especially on Christmas Day. It hit the heart. And I really enjoyed the hell out of that climax. Not necessarily the very, very end, but particularly almost at the end. I don't think this is better than the first one. Like I said, the first one had a lot of corniness, a lot of goofiness too, but it was more subtle. And the era that Wonder Woman was presented, I think it worked a little bit better. You could say in that one, when it came to the pacing and it came to the tone, that was a little bit all over the place too. Here in 1984, Wonder Woman, the sequel, first of all, it really didn't necessarily feel too much like the 1980s, even though we were getting elements and we're seeing some stuff from the 1980s. Even the music was trying with Hans Zimmer or some music choices, but it didn't feel like the 1980s to me for some reason. I just don't think I'd seen other movies that did better jobs than what they did here. I wanted to love the hell out of this movie. I think what Warner Brothers is trying to do over there, especially with the Zack Snyder cut, their golden star is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I think she's still super solid, and I still think there's a great demand of this movie, even though it bombed overseas. I really feel like a lot of people want this to work, want to love this film. We're excited that this film was made and being released after the first one. I just think they didn't do it. They didn't nail it. And I really wanted them to nail it, and they didn't do it. I'm still all on board with Gal Gadot being Wonder Woman. I'm still all on board on this Wonder Woman. The second movie just didn't do it for me. So we'll see in the future what happens. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys subscribe to HBO Max, did you watch it on HBO Max, or did you watch it in your local theater that's open or drive-in? I would like to know. And what you think about compared to the experience. Did you like it being at home, or you're saying all the way from the theater? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of videos. We're going to be talking about another film as well. Push the like button and make sure you push the little bell to get notified, because I'm pumping out these reviews. I'm pumping out these videos. You're gonna want more videos, right? More content, more cereal. And don't forget, I do have a video on my channel where you could potentially win a Funko Pop. So I have a giveaway going on. Go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description box. So what do you guys think about Wonder Woman 1984? And are you guys in the same kind of mindset, same kind of area or same kind of critique I'm at? But yeah, you guys have a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys had a good Christmas. And I'm Daniel's son, and I am out.